So I've been trying to get into more money, trying to figure out how to learn more about it, how to figure out different things. I've been reading this book called A Simple Path to Wealth. You heard that cracking. I got the book right in front of me. Yeah. But I've been reading this one part, and I found it really interesting. I like to share it. It's about the debt in the country. And at the time, this book was written in 2025, so only a year ago, give or take. Probably the beginning of 2025, I imagine, but it's been revised a couple of times. So I think he said this is the fourth revision. But at this time, he says that the debt in the country is at about 18 trillion in terms of total debt burden for Americans. And he said that 12.6 trillion is on home mortgages, 1.6 trillion in student loans, 3.7 trillion in other consumer loans such as credit card debt and auto loans. Now, that was wild to me because I figured the consumer loans and the student loans would be swapped, but it still freaked me out. And I was thinking about it, thinking like, I feel pretty good about how I handle money. I got a decent emergency savings, still emergency fund more so, but building it up here and there. And I think about how I'm like, I don't like debt. The idea of it, it just feels too it feels too dangerous in terms of interest rates and how predatory they are lately, especially at this time. But I hear the guys at work talking about it, or even just in general, people talking about it online lately. And a lot of people think that debt is a good thing. A lot of people think that holding debt is good. When I was getting my car, a lot of the guys told me like, "Oh, just get a loan and put the money into the stock market. It'll work out. You'll be making more money that way in the end." And I started to think about it. I know I've heard that before online, so I'm like, maybe it's not a bad thing. But then the more I think about it, I decided not to do that because when you look at the interest rates, I mean, some of them are pretty hefty. The one that they wanted to offer me for my car was about 8-9%, 8 or 9%, and they really were pushing that. They're heavy on it. They're like, no cash, nothing cash. And I was like, all right. Called the company, found out that that was a lie and that they were kind of trying to pull a fast one on me, trying to pull a little of not illegal, but it felt a little illegal the way they were trying to tell me that that I would get fined or that I'd get penalized for paying early. But then when I called the actual car company, they were like, no, do not listen to the dealership. You can pay it off immediately. And I was like, all right, that's pretty scummy, but whatever. Something to pay attention to. I learned a little bit from it. But I thought about what the guys were saying in terms of like, yeah, put your money in the stock market. You'll get 10, 11% back. You'll be making money. But as I started to think about it, you got to pay those taxes back when you pull the money out of the stock market, and I'm pretty sure it's at around 20%. So you're making 11% back, but then when you pull it out, you lose 20% off taxes from that. So I really started to think, does it make sense for me to do that? Would I really be making anything towards that? I'm sure I'd be making some. If you know in the comments the specific numbers, let me know. Let me know if it would be that much of a difference back. But it just felt weird that everyone was so adamant on me taking up debt. Take up debt. Do this. Come on. Join us in the debt pool. And it just made me realize that I never really want to be in debt with something like that because it's just, it feels predatory, dangerous, especially when interest rates are so high, the amount that they are. So this is going to be a shorter video. I'm probably going to expand on this at a later time, but I was just thinking of it, and this book like really made me realize like other people are thinking about this too. This isn't just a me thing. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to expand on this. I think I might regardless, but let me know. And then also let me know your feelings around debt. Let me know, do you have debt? Do you deal with credit cards in terms of, I mean, in this economy, it's tough not to. But let me know your experience with debt, whether it be mortgage, car payments, credit cards, and let's have a discussion about it. Curious to hear your thoughts down below. So, until the next video, peace.